you've been in this industry for quite some time.
75 years.
Never. Talk to me about like all of the ebbs and flows that you personally have had to overcome as, a comedian, an actress, and amongst so many other things, like starting off in media and entertainment.
Yeah, no, the ebbs and flows are real. You have to make friends with it. You have to remember who you are and what you bring to the table. It's that famous saying, you need to take a big deep breath and remember who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Because in those moments where it's slow, like we like to say it's slow, you have to say, I know what I bring to the table, I know my worth, I know that I'm talented and funny, I'm a good actor, all those things, because you will go crazy. Because it's this thing where if you're a creative person and you don't get to create, you go nuts, like you're like a working dog. Like
it's so true.
A lot of times, so you have to find things to fill that void when it's slow. And so for me, it's always been exercise, but not just like crazy manic exercise, but like grounding exercise, like yoga, running. I just happen to like that, so I'm lucky in that regard. Not everybody does.
Okay.
Everybody has their thing, and that's what I'm like. You got to find your thing. But when I first started out, I was working so much, paying my rent, taking classes at the Groundlings, and then started to get some commercials. I mean, when nobody would do commercials, like, because they were like, I'm too good for commercials, I'd be like, that's fine. I need to pay my rent.
I'll take them up. Yeah.
I'm like, I will treat this like Shakespeare. So that was very. It was like this is gonna sound arrogant, but it was like, no. Be so good they can't ignore you, and treat this commercial the way you would treat a starring role in the film that you've been dying to be in for years. Just. It's not like gratefulling yourself to death, but it's like showing people what you're capable of, and people will see it because you see it. We see it when we're like, oh my gosh, this film was terrible, but this person was amazing.
Exactly.
Right? So it's always that thing, like, bring your A game. It's exhausting to constantly do it. But if you want to continue to work and you want to have longevity, you have to be a good person, you have to show up on time, you have to bring it 100%. And that's not to say some days you're going to not. It's a batting average, but you have to at least strive for that. I'm not saying that I do that all the time, but you just have to extend yourself grace.
Yeah.
But do your best and recognize that you can be replaced in a New York minute.
I get it. Before I let you go, who is that one woman in the industry who has helped to set the precedence for you in your career and some of the goals that you set into place for yourself?
Well, I like to say Sally Field.
Okay.
For me. I might be dating myself. But I loved it that she started out in comedy, and then she moved on to doing Norma Ray, and then she started doing Smokey and the Bandit, which was more fun comedy. And the one thing that I loved about Sally is that Sally Field, I don't know her, we're not friends, but I mean, the one thing that I loved about her is that she was always grounded in all of her performances. And one of my favorite performances that she ever did was in Steel Magnolias, where she had to... Beautiful scene, and if anybody knows, it's the funeral scene, but her approach to the work and her fun with it, and that she never took herself seriously, right?
Yeah.
That she remained, I felt like she could talk to anybody, that she empathized with everybody, and I'm so grateful that I didn't have instant success or any that I've had to work really hard to do some really humbling. I've been a nanny. I've been a waitress. I've catered. I did all of that. Waited tables, sold theater subscriptions, hostessed it. I mean,
all of it.
All of it.
And we're here today on this red carpet.
And the thing is, I remember the people that had the jobs that I wanted and who treated me kindly when I was in those positions and who didn't. And I would always say, I want to be that person when I am successful.
And you are yet indeed successful. Rachel, thank you so much for chatting with me.
No,
you enjoy this evening.
I will.
Enjoy
I really
yourself
will.
tonight.
And thank you. You look beautiful.